record this now. These things go in like 2.5 hours and stuff, and they take like almost over a gig and a half or 2 gigs sometimes. So so they take a long time to download and stuff. So if you guys want, I mean, I can't keep them all up on my account at the same time, so you guys are going to have to probably download them or look at them. Download them, I can see it takes up a lot of space really quick. So that's always a dilemma. I'm going to try to download them myself and then put them up on YouTube and stuff, and I'll just put them as a private chat or a private, and I'll just send you guys links to them. Okay. Rosemary, are you up with us on what we're painting and stuff? This kid we're painting?
She's printed it.
I got it.
Okay. All right, then. This is where. All right, you hold that up while I paint, and you can just tell.
Okay.
You know.
I'm good.
All right, let's look at his skin color, going with the darks and stuff. I'm going to go with some burnt sienna. I'll start with burnt sienna, just a little bit of blue for his under his hat and stuff, and the shadows and stuff. It probably has a little bit of cat red into it. That might be a little bit too much of everything. That's a little bit too dark, too light. Okay. So I add some blue to it. Okay. So this is going to be probably, I'm thinking, right around some of his shadows and stuff under his hat, brim of his hat and stuff of his skin. And keeping going with that, I'm going to just bring this over here, just a little bit of this burnt sienna in blue. And just put maybe a little cat or alizarin crimson in it. Oh, and we'll start cutting a little bit of raw white. Yeah? I used unbleached white just to see what would happen here. And it went a little cool. So I am going to go add a little bit of cad red to it, I think. I go a little bit. Boy, did it go a lot. I'm just thinking that this just has such a little spot here. Let's see how that goes. That might work. Just a little bit blue. I'm not going to use blue. I'm going to use just a little phthalo and green that out. Sometimes if it goes too red, go to the opposite of the color wheel and use that. And that's going to gray his skin out just a little bit. There, that helps. So I'll just use these for his skin. He has he does have his highlight and stuff. I will use regular white for that, bring that in for his cheekbone. I use a little bit of this, and you can see what I meant by about bringing white into and stuff, how it just chalks out the color and stuff. I'm going to put in some cad yellow into that to warm it up. Because it just got it to about the right value, but then it just chalked it out. And chalky skin usually doesn't work. And this kid has some probably Latin blood in him, I think.
Well, he's so good looking.
Okay. That, I bet he can dance too, right?
Oh, that kid can dance, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I tell you, he's fun. Yeah. All right, so I can use these things pretty much for all the skin and stuff. I probably should have a cool in here too. I'm going to make, and all I'm going to do is take a little bit of this. This is a burnt sienna and blue and red, and I downed it down over here, put some green into it, and I brought it over here. I'm just gonna have to put a little more blue into it, and I'm gonna try to make it like just a slight purple. It'll make it just a little bit of purplish. Okay, just a little blue. I'm gonna put some CAD red back in. That's not working. Too far. Okay. Now I have to add some white. What I'm looking at is the shadow on his arm, and his shirt is reflecting into it, but there's a shadow there, and so his shirt is white, and that's going to reflecting into that arm and goes just a little pale. And so, got to get this right value. Right now it's too dark. That's about, no, I can work with that. That'll work. Okay. The next big thing is his pants color. I'm going to start off with burnt umber in yellow. And this will make a really nice mustard color and stuff. I use it for grass a lot. A little green on the green side. So I'll add just a little bit of red. Calm that down. Okay.
Say the pants color again.
It's burnt umber, yellow, and just a little bit of CAD red. This is really close, really nice. This is going to be like the shadow in those pants. Now, I don't need that much, which is great because I made a big pile of it. But if I come over here and I'm going to use, like I said, the bleached white. Let's see what that does here. And no, a little bit more. Let me try a little bit more. I think there's only like 3 colors basically in those pants. You know, you got a highlight, you got a midtone, and you have the shadow. And if I get those, I'm gonna have to use white. I'm gonna save that though, save a piece of that. And use white over here. And try to get the highlight without getting too chocolate. I probably have to add some yellow to it. Get it up enough. Sometimes your piles, you can't get, you keep adding paint to them. They just don't change. So come over and just make a new pile, make a smaller version of it. Instead of just keep going because you just waste a lot of paint. So okay, I put some more yellow in. This would be this highlight in his pants. Just a touch brighter yet. There we go. Leave everything I can there. Okay, while I got that on my knife and stuff, let's go and do some of these other greens, some of these in the grasses and stuff, because the grass is in the tree in the background, and we're all going to have a little effect. I'm going to put some burnt sienna or burnt umber, a little bit of blue, and cut it with white. And I'm looking for this to be the grass colors stuff. That's so, since I don't have this is the basic, whole we could go under the grasses and stuff, but then we're going to come up with some other colors to darken it up and light it up. So I'm going to take a little pile, put a little CAD orange in it just to give me something different to play with while I get there. So this is just to block in colors and stuff. I add a little CAD red to this mix. That'll get me there. All right, the next big thing is the parking lot color. Parking lot color is pretty simple. That is just going to be burnt sienna and blue and white. And You just mix those two together and you cut it with white. Probably cut it with a lot of white. And it will have to be, I like to have it on the warm side, which is the burnt sienna side, and then have one just on the cooler side. And if you look, yep, this is also, could be the path, some of the path colors. You just took out some white. You can, it would be pretty nice down there too. So let's just keep that just in the back of our head as we go. So I'm gonna just start putting in a little bit more blue into it. And yeah, that's it. So this is just mostly, there's a lot of blue in it. There's burnt sienna in it. And I'm just gonna put just a little bit of white into it. Push it back a little bit. Okay. So this would be a little dark yet. Let me take a piece of it. I still got the shadows and stuff to think about, but I'm not, there is just gonna be one simple color. So, and I can use these two here mixed up a little bit. And this is burnt sienna again in blue and white. And maybe I'll just put a little burnt umber into it. And that's gonna be, start being some of this, gravel in the front he's walking on. So there'll be some, I'll be able to mix all these colors and reuse them. I'll be able to use them in a lot of different places. But this color here is basically for the parking lot. These two colors. Now I can also use a little bit of this. This is for the path. This is for the grass. This is for his pants. This is for some of his lighter skin. This is for some of his darker skin. And then we'll go to, let's do, the tree back there and the buildings going back. They have a little bit of, let's build the sky a little bit. I'm going to build the sky. I'm just going to use a little bit of blue, just a little bit of touch of alizarin into it. Then cut it with white to get the right value. I want to get the sky colors to, because I want to be able to use that in some of the grays as I go back. It will help me give me some distance and give me soften and things. Add more white, just a little dark. Just a little bit. I'm going to add just a little phthalo in that because I think it went a little bit cool. Just a little piece over here. Just have different color. Yeah, cut it with white. So that's just add just a little bit of phthalo into this blue here. So that'll get me closer to that color. And now I can make up some of those grays in the building back there. And again, since they're on the warm gray side, I use burnt sienna and blue. Steal some cloud, put it in here. Yes, still too dark, or too. So let's make it darker, put a little blue. Now I want to cut it again with white. That gray should come out. So it's really burnt sienna and blue are making this whole painting almost up. Cut with a little bit of white and stuff. And yeah, and this is basically, yeah, the building back there. In the very back, there's a line that says it's a building. That's all it has to be painted. That's really all the paint I need is to do that. Is a couple strokes, yeah. And then just think about the shadow and stuff. I think I can just probably stick on a pile here and create the shadow. It's just a little bit bluer. And yeah, a little bit bluer yet. I'm using blue because it's close. A little burnt. There we go. So that's basically the building right there. So I'm only going to use a couple colors here on the building. I see that, and then I grab some more paint. I'm going, well, there's this wall. I just see this, there's this wall. I just use a little sky mixed in here. Let's see how close I get. Yeah, it's pretty close. Maybe if I, instead of using white, I use bleach white, and I'll make it look a little, get it closer. Yeah, bleach white in that one. So that's burnt sienna blue, a little bit of sky, and now I just put in a little bleach white. And that this is right behind the cars and stuff. That's just a little area there and stuff. Okay, got that. Okay, got a skirt. Oh, we got a shirt. Okay, shirt is going to be white, of course, but his shadows and stuff on the shirt are going to be just cad red and blue. My blue, of course, is the cobalt blue hue from Utrecht. What I want is a cool blue for that shadow. This is a little dark. I'm going to save some of that right there, though, because I'm going to be able to use it for some of this car, the cars behind him and stuff. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut that with just a little bit of white. This, I'm working on the shadow. That's what his head's making on his shirt. And that has a lot more blue into it. A little more blue and more white. That's a lot of reflection from that, from the sky coming down into that shirt, into his. So this will be that. This is really dark. Let me save a little bit of that. I don't need much. But this is going to be, this color here is cad red and blue, and just add a little bit of white into it. And put a little more cad red into it. One on the cad red side. And these are going to be the creases in his shirt. But they won't be, I won't be using this till the very end probably. Because I think I'm going to want to paint that shirt in and then just, you know, cut in the creases and folds in his shirt just at the end. So I'll save that for then. But the basic body of the shirt is two colors. There's a cool color, which if I use some of the shadow here and just cut it with a lot of white. What I want to do is create two highlights for that shirt. One cool, one warm. This will be basically just a little red in it. This is the cool one. It's just a slight blue, purple, built off the shadow there. And then I want to build one over here, and I'm just going to still a little bit of this pants color, this really light pants color. Still too strong. Too strong. More white. It's almost pure white. Just a hair of yellow in it. Okay. Almost looks like I use it. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's go yellow. And just a scratch. Cad yellow. I mean, even a scratch, that's just too much. I'm talking just a dot. That's too much. Okay. This is the highlight. So close to white. So close to white, but yet it has just a touch of warmth into it. So I'll be able to use those colors there. For his shirt, I'm gonna build a couple colors down over here for the real quick for the car, big car behind him and stuff. This is where I grabbed. This is blue and cad red. Okay, but that color, it has a little bit of green into it, right? It has a little bit of green. So let's go a little bit of phthalo into that. I'll really darken it up. No white yet in these colors. So I'm thinking a little bit of phthalo. Okay. And that will be my really, you can see it just has a tinge of dark, and then it has a tinge of gray into it and stuff. That would be nice. And then I'll just put a little alizarin in one little section for which I have one little, basically built this car on two colors. I mean, I'll be able to paint it with two colors basically. And then be able to steal some of the blues from the sky to put in the windows and stuff. So this color is cat, and it has a little bit of cad red, a little bit of blue, a little bit of alizarin into it, and a little bit of phthalo into it. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to take over here. I mean, these cars, I'm just going to put. I think the blue one back there I can get really quick with this. With what's on my knife, and that's just again just a scraping of these colors, putting in a lot more blue. Okay. And you can just start seeing it lighten up. So just put just a scraping of white into it, trying to get a little bit of depth. That's almost too much, but that's okay. No, that'll be good. Okay, then I got to come forward to the green car next to it. Hopefully these piles are too small. I'm just going to put a little bit of ochre into it, into this. So I took a little bit of that pile, add a little bit of ochre to it, and that's going to be my green car. Basically, dark section of the green car. Of course, I didn't much, but I only need like a couple brush strokes and stuff, and everything else. I think I can build I think I can get the kind of a gold color and stuff just by using a little bit, some of my piles. Sometimes I just would rather steal from my piles than create a whole new color and stuff. So these are my greens here, pants here, skin tones here and here. These are going to be for the parking lot. This is going to be for the building. These are the cars. These are for his shirt. And you got the sky. I'll probably still have to work on the sky a little bit. This green here is going to give me some, probably going to go a long ways to doing that tree color in the back. If I just tone it down, took this green that I had in the grass and brought it over here, and if I put just a little bit of blue into it, I'm going to probably be able to knock it down and start seeing the difference between these two, and I can get some of that tree back there behind front of the building and above the cars. And I'm going to put that in there. I'll probably use one of these blues and purples here, and use that underneath for the shade of that tree. So also, when I paint the shadows in, that shadow's great. I'll probably be able to use this right here too for that shadow. Maybe a more pure color than that. Probably just a little blue and cad on the cad side, I think, which is that color. But I'm gonna have one on the blue, just a little bit on the blue side over here, just for that. All right. Oh, his hat, I'll figure out his hat. His hat is just basically dark blue gray and some stuff. I'll be able to use something in my palette here. I can always steal from that and make it work, and I know it's gonna work. Good stuff. All right, the hard part now. Coming back. You guys awake? You guys, there's nobody here. Everybody left.
Hey, Jim, I just got a
I'm
message
here.
that says, please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. You have some prompt there or something? Get my video?
Oh, I do have somebody waiting.
Can you pop that in?
Ron, admit.
Yeah, that's me.
You were able to hear me though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but since
Sorry
you're doing
about
colors, it's kind of nice to be able to see you. Okay, maybe I can click done here now. Let's see. There I am.
I can see you, Ron.
All right. Am I really in my cool cameo or what? Look at this.
I see you, Ron, also.
The coolest cameo.
My daughter's making a mask for me. It's going to be camo mask, so I can wear it during the.
That'd be nice.
And nobody's wearing a mask.
Yeah,
Yeah, my daughter, my wife and daughter are making masks too.
yeah.
He said, yeah.
Plus,
It's interesting.
like if any of you ever want to rob a bank, this is the perfect time. You can walk in with the mask on, back out, nobody will say a word.
Who's that coming from again? Hey, the judge told me to. He told me I could. Okay, you guys all remember this, and it's on tape, so I will always have it. Thanks, Ron.
You're welcome, Jim. Just give him my name when they arrest you.
Oh, I'm sure that would go far, right?
Yeah, that'll help you out a lot.
All right, how's that look? Let's see, it's flat. Can I turn this a little bit that way? No.
It's fine.
Let me move this guy a little bit. Let's see. That turned the wrong way.
How is the canvas staying against that board?
I have a little groove here. It sits in, and then it sits in the board. And I'll move this over for you guys and can have it that way. No one is waiting. We are all here, so I can close that down. All right, we're going to tone my canvas and draw it in. That's probably going to take quite a while to do. Let me bring this up just a hair more. There, right in the middle, right? Yeah, a little bit high. Okay. Well, I'm going to tone this with burnt umber and white again. Clean my brush a little bit. Tone the canvas a little bit. Think about it. You know, my rule of thirds, trying to keep the boy down a little bit down, but it shouldn't be any problem here. So grass, the tree I never even talked about, that will be coming in later. I think I felt like talked about enough stuff. Make sure I have enough room for the sky. I think right in here, that other tree goes. Right here will be going to the building. So I can tone these guys down a little bit. And then the gravel right in here. The nice thing about if I tone it nice with this color, I mean, it's close enough that it's going to do a lot of work for me. Just need to wipe it down. Oh, paper towels rolled away. Taking it easy on paper towels still. You've gone to a regular cloth. So wipe it out a little bit through that. Take it a little bit easier on the sky because I don't want to make it colors to muddy up too much back there. Okay, now the boy. Throwing him in, I'm going to put him in with like a real, my little drawing brush. And the thing about him, here, let me pull it up again for a second. The thing I really like about him is how his head's down just a little bit. You know, it just has that little bit of tilt to it. But what I like about him is this little sway that kind of comes in from his body and stuff. I mean, his back's straight. He just has a little bit of sway there and just a little bit of sway in the front. So you got this weight distribution going on here. It's really nice. Body and stuff. So that's what I want to see about, you know, really capturing. Measuring on him and stuff, you know, if you measure certain areas here, and if you go pretty much to the middle, you're going to get from his shoulders to where you think his feet are. You're pretty much going to get where that where his shirt is and stuff, his waist is, or at least his shirt falls. And then he's just a rectangle and stuff. His head, you know, like it's hard to do with this. I don't get much, you know, my feet doesn't give me a chance to really zero in. But his head, I'm thinking about just painting just the shadow.
The trick about the head. The trick about the head is if you go measure the torso horizontally, that should be the head size to his like the what do you call it? The collarbone center. That's the measurement I learned.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's only like 6.5 heads high almost because he's just a kid. So this head, but the thing that throws you off is his hat. His hat just is sitting above his hair a little bit. So it's like elongating his head. So that's one thing. That's a really good point. You know, his head's probably only comes up to about there. So yeah, if you cut that and you break it down, you're gonna start getting these proportions to him, and he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6.5 with the foot and stuff. So you can think about that too as a proportion. And his head should be only like two heads wide for his shoulders measurements. So whatever you make that head here, the shoulder measurement should probably be about the same. Okay. So that's where we're going. And so I'm going to draw it in pretty simple again. I'm just going to draw it in with a little burnt umber and just start where I want him and stuff. I know the tree's going here, and I don't want him in the middle of the painting. You know, the middle of the painting here, but so I just wanted to get him off to this side of it. So I'm going to just take him back just a little bit more, make sure I got enough room here. It really looks good. So, and think about, now just basically I put in the sticks for his body, knowing that this is right about where I want his feet to end up. Drawing a slight angle. So knowing that these guys got to be about so we got that. Just getting that angle, I mean, just that little weight shift. He's going downhill. And so it just a little, it complicates the whole weight shift thing a little bit. Like I said, I like this. This is one of these curved things I like and stuff. So sometimes I've always found that drawing, you draw it simpler. Sometimes I like the energy of one of my sketches better than I do the final piece, because I usually end up tightening it up just a little bit more than, and I miss just the gesture part of this drawing. Just that movement of happiness and going, and just that tilt to the head. Just put, it's, just move it over just the head. Just comes down, his chin comes down just underneath his shoulders. Now I'm just starting to draw it in just a little bit more. Yeah. Get his hat up here a little bit. Comes back around. Shadow area. So nose, it's good because his nose just gets a little bit of light right here. Stuff that really helps. Yeah, it's just that little bit of young age to his cheeks yet, where they're just a little round yet. Okay, and this comes back around, his jaw comes back around. Ear back here, yeah. Get that angle. Sometimes you point your brush at the thing, you bring it back over and you try to match up the angle. Of course, I'm using a big monitor and stuff like that.
Jim, it's Rose. Can I ask a question?
No, Rose, you
Okay.
came in late. You came in late, Rose. So you don't get no messages.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want?
The picture I'm looking at, the outline of your figure, you yourself, is real pixelated
Yeah.
on my screen. Is that an issue of mine or yours?
Am I pixelated, you mean, or this?
Well,
is?
I'm not seeing the artwork clearly, and around the edges of your hand painting, it's breaking up.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna bring it up a little closer.
Rose, I think it's his.
Okay.
That help at all? No.
No, it's closer, larger, but it's still not clear.
I think the undertone you have on the right side is really shining in the light, and that's why it's becoming pixelated.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to push it back.
Another thing,
But
if
what-
besides Jim, if everybody can turn off their video, sometimes the streaming is better.
Good idea.
Let me see. I just admit somebody. See if anybody else is out there. Okay. Everybody there now? Okay.
I see myself, I'm still looking very good, I think. Yes.
It's good to know, Ron.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry if it looks a little pixelated. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
All right. When in doubt, blame Jim.
No. Yeah. You can blame me. I don't care. When you draw these arms and stuff, his arms are, yeah, they taper off at the end here and stuff. But you can, to simplify it, you can just you just draw these little long rectangles and stuff. They'll work just as good for him for now. And then we'll just cut them in a little bit. They just taper in just at the wrist to the wrist, and then his hands are just, the good thing about them is they're just really small. I mean, they're real small, and they don't really get too much bigger than these, than his forearms and stuff. And I want to keep this just down here. This goes right here. Keep this over. It's gone a little bit probably too wide here. I'm gonna go too wide. But his white shirt against his brown pants stuff. When I didn't really even think this shot was going to be anything. I just took it by going by because I thought, how interesting, this kid's carrying these poles and going down to fish at the river. With there's some people coming, other kids coming too, but he's like way ahead of them. So, so I just thought it was an interesting little setup, and he had two poles, not just one, he's really been going there for a while. So there's shadow here. He's probably just a little wide. I think he just made him wide here. I think a lot of it came from his shoulder here. Seems like it's got to drip down right there. Come in. Okay. Yeah, I probably have it just a little bit, just a little high, a little low. I mean, and this is just looks way too far. His forearm's only about this big. This probably doesn't have quite the angle. So a lot of this basic drawing and stuff is going to be fixed with the background, but shoe. I love his shoe, tennis shoes, because they're just so gray and beat. And I don't know why Ron picked this one. I have no idea. I think he's just mean.
I wanted to be mean. I picture that cowboy on the horse.
Oh, that's next.
That could be next Saturday.
Yeah, that would be about 3 Saturdays, I think.
Oh, that
It
would
could
be
be a
wonderful.
2-week.
This is
We can do
a
2
good
weeks.
composition.
All right. His head probably going to be a little bit longer. Okay. That's basic. Basic. Oh boy. Wait a second. Yeah. Well, bring it down a little bit. You got this big fence going up. Building back here. And that goes to the slight angle. And I'm just going to try to get those. This would be for the windows in the building. The slight thing, but there's a tree. It's a tree that comes in here. Car back there. Another car back here. Try and get the width of those cars just a little bit wider. Somebody's cooking. Who's cooking?
Not me. It's not me.
That's the red car here. I'm gonna watch that having or something red coming off the edge here. Could be distracting. Okay, back in here. Got that car. Just light turn there to the car. Not going to worry too much about it. Never worry too much. And then shadow, got a nice shadow here. Like the shadows are just going to be just basically a stroke. They're so simple underneath the cars and stuff. Then you got the person right here. It'd be nice to get some real depth, figure out in between these cars here where she goes. All right. Then you got, of course, tree goes back in here. Are we missing anybody? Okay, no one. All right. Let me get in front of this for a second before I'm drawing at an angle. I want to look at this kid one more time in front of it. Making some more marks and stuff. Thinking about. I want to keep him very simple painted. I don't want to. No eyeballs. His eyeballs are just going to be just little paint marks, just like that. That's all his eyeballs are going to be. The same for his lips. Just going to be just like little gashes of brush stroke stuff.
Yeah, because he's looking down, right?
Yeah, he's looking down, and there's really, there's no eyeball to see or to make up or worry about. Okay. Just right in here, strongly. Should be even. These guys have to be even. If I go across. Okay. So this tells me his elbow's right here. his hand up back here. Okay. And his shirt just goes in a little bit. Just a little wide, probably. Just a little wide. Make him a little taller. Okay. So that's it for this week. I'll see you guys all down the road. Thanks for stopping in. You guys, you know, you're on your own.
So I hear the Mayberry soon coming on, yes.
That's pretty much right, you know. Okay, like I said, don't worry about the fishing poles. I want to put this in with a knife at the end, you know, but it's basically if we get when you do his hands, be able to get that that grip, you know, that fist grip. You know, if we get that, you know, he probably only has like 2 fingers on this one. Make sure this, boy, this hand got big. And it's really far away. Probably a lot closer. Now I start to judge his waist and to his hand and stuff. Really, it's almost, I can almost see his waist and then go from here at an angle and tell me where the top part of his hand is too. So that goes back there. Okay. I just like the way. All right. Let's go, and I'm going to wipe out some of that white here. This white shirt and stuff, because I'm going to have probably a lot of trouble thinking ahead. I got a lot of marks here and stuff to do. So let's wipe out a little bit of areas here. I don't want, since I started with this brown, it's going to
Jim,
get into that blue a lot. Huh?
So we are following you, but there's so much light on the canvas, just a heads up.
Back here. Well, this is white. I can probably
Let's try with everybody. Let everybody turning off their video for a second to see if it's clear.
No, it has to. She's talking about this that she can't see what's going on here because it's white. But as soon as I put some color down, it'll probably you know, darken up a little.
And sometimes when you put your hand in front of the camera to rub that off, then that somehow causes the light to reflect on there. No.
Yeah.
That does help, actually.
When you body block it, it does help.
It's my whole light, the whole light. It's the whole light and going cutting in here and stuff. Here, let me go.
Got it.
Oh, that light's off. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with my lights here. Let me switch for a second.
I think that's the life of creativity from Jim.
I think it's just the balance of light here. It's just going into the dark too. We'll help it out a little bit. That helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot. It's just the balance of the video, trying to balance out the darks and stuff. It's I didn't have enough. My light. My wife says you should charge those lights, and I go, oh no, it should make it another time. It should make it another couple hours. No, it didn't make it at all. Got to listen to your wife, all right? Right, Ron?
Well, if I were you, I would certainly listen to my wife. Yes, Jim.
Okay. Thanks, Ron.
She makes big money with that pottery, unlike some people. Even when you destroy it.
Yeah, that was an accident, Ron. Ron, it was an accident.
Sure.
Okay, his head's probably just a little bit wider. And that there's that shadow right there coming down. A lot of times I will, after I get this going and stuff, I will, you know, get away from it and I'll come back and I go, yeah, I made some really bad drawing changes. I mean, drawing mistakes while I was doing it. I'm just thinking about this. I think his legs feel good. This feels just, I think he's just too wide here.
I thought you were gonna draw it out last night.
Who, me? No,
Yeah.
I sent it to you because I was going to give you a break. I was going to let you like to get ahead of it. So I was giving you the shot, right?
Yeah.
And give everybody else a chance to think about it. Now I'm good. I can fix this. I can fix this a little bit too. I shouldn't be doing. I should be painting. So I'm going to start painting my darks first. Let's go with his face and stuff. I'm going to go with his face. I'm thinking about bringing you guys in a little bit. For this one.
That's good.
For you guys, for you can see what I'm going to paint on his face. This is that dark burnt sienna, a little blue, and just cad red mix. And I'm going to be able to paint that right underneath where I think the bill of the cap is. Bring it down. Paint in his eyes a little bit. And then bring it down for the side of his face. And get his nose. And this is pretty thin paint. I'm not really doing too thick here. You know, and it's a big brush. Just using the very, very edge of the brush.
Are you thinking about placing it permanently, meaning you're not gonna come back and adjust anything except for the drawing things you said? Or this is just a block in, you're gonna go over it again?
Yeah, this is just some things I might get lucky with and they'll be right. But a lot of things are gonna be really loose, just blocked in. And then I'll just start chiseling away, and from the outside usually, and then I'll go back from the inside to do like the final work and stuff. But this is just basically to, you know, get this nose and stuff in here where that kind of in placement where that's falling. It's just probably falling a little high, I'm thinking. You probably can't see that even. Just getting the basic face. It's a little switch underneath his thing. You can even put in his arm. And I'll just keep going as far as I can. I'm not going to go. I can paint those pretty much all one color. And then I'll come back again. I'll paint them dark. Get his fist in here. And then I'm going to come back in and lighten them up. Put the brighter side. This. So right here, it's just my, now I'm making, not drawing stick people here. I can start seeing where I'm off and stuff, quarter-wise and stuff. Yeah. Missing probably this shirt right there. This comes down just trying to get that distance. Okay. I'm gonna go right down into his pants and paint the shadow on these pants and stuff. And see how that just comes straight down, almost straight down, and right at the end it starts to curve down, go to the back leg. And don't even worry about this. I'm gonna paint his whole leg in because I don't want, because when I put the highlight over, this is a little more of a mid-tone than on his back leg and stuff. Yeah, it would go over this color really nice. Then on this one here, though, I'm gonna gotta bring it up just a little bit more. Get that shadow into a shape. The pocket in here. And there's some things here, but you know, I'm not gonna worry about most of this stuff. Well, even here at this point right here, I can almost say, you know, the pants are sort of blocked in with even doing this because of the paint tone that's already on here. I can get away with it. Let's move this up a little bit. Goes up here, comes down. I'm always trying to like judging shape, space, and stuff, looking at the distance between his shirt and his hand, trying to see if it's proportional with everything else as I go. Of course, there's going to be some changes. You know, this comes out a little bit. Maybe it's just a sway. Maybe I missed the sway a little bit. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I just missed a little bit more of. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go right here and think about this, just this little dirt path and into the greens and stuff. And then start going right around his feet. I'm not going to paint his feet. I'm just going to paint around where I think they are. Tone. And I'm just going to bring that in here. Am I blocking the screen now? Should I move back? I think everybody left.
I think you're fine.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you got the whole screen, because up here is over here, that's just blue sky. It's nothing. So that's a waste of time for you guys. Not a waste of time, but it just doesn't do anything. So this is just burnt umber and a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. Maybe this one has a little ochre into it right here. And then right here, this is just a little burnt sienna and burnt sienna and blue and white. I'm just gonna bring it back and just say it. Right here's the fence. I'm moving the ground down a little bit because it's going to be up here in the photo, but it's going to be better down here. Why? I don't know. I just think it will. I probably should have done more up here, but I want to think about getting in some of this chips and stuff in here, just filling them in and getting where I can get a better color relationship. And this is this has just a little cad red into this burnt umber and no, burnt sienna, sorry, burnt sienna and red and just a little bit of blue in it. I'm just going to put it in pretty thin because there's a lot of darks and stuff going in here. That can be pretty close. I mean, like I said, when I put it in, the burnt sienna, burnt umber and stuff was probably pretty good for this. So, you know, it needs to darken in a little bit and stuff like that. It's not a big problem at this point. I think the best thing is to do is put the car in behind him. And start just cutting him out a little bit, figuring out where he's going to end up being. I feel like this here, then there's this angle. This goes right under his chin. And that. That car really comes out a little bit. Still got a lot of brown on my brush here a little bit. I haven't cleaned it or anything yet. I'm going to bring this right into his head. It's really thin. It's probably almost going to feel like it drips. It's going to drip right now. If I get that, just trying to get this. Okay. Like I said, I'm just going to paint the car as a block. Excuse me? Am I in front of it? You weren't talking to me, were you?
No.
Okay.
Did you block him like with a straight line? Did you block him the face also, like the hands and the folding? Just one stroke? Is that what you did?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
The other one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one I just went that way. It was pretty much, it's basically more the shape I'm worried about. I know the highlight is really the highlight, and what I'm doing here around here is going to be trying to define the shape a little bit more.
How about his left hand, the subject's left hand?
You mean his hand right here?
Yeah. No, the other one.
Or his
Yeah.
left hand, it would be this, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't done anything on that yet.
Okay,
but it's just
okay.
I'm just looking at it as a basic shape that it's and trying to create the shape. I'm not trying to get a thumb or the finger or any of that stuff or the meat of the palm here. I'm not trying to do. But those things are going to be put in, like, I'm thinking about them ahead of time though. Most of the stuff I want to try to put in as simply as possible, maybe like 1 or 2 strokes for the forearm, stroke from the knuckle to the finger, and just a little bit of going around the thumb in there, and that's about it. I mean, I'm not going to try to do too much, especially with the face too. The face up here.
Understood. Thank you.
Do you? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come back if I have more questions.
No worries. Right now, it's nothing. Right now, I'm just trying to block it in as big shapes, making sure the design's right before I go on too far and mess things up. There's something back here. Probably there's another right there. Another, car right back in here behind it, but then there's the tree that was in here. I'm going to paint some of the building in. Start thinking about where that goes. Just was thinking the tree's going to go. I'm going right up against the tree. I'm just going to. That's going to go really, really simple. I'm not going to worry about the tree too much. I go from one thing to the next, just block it in. You all get about the same amount of attention until the end. And then there's like a little fence here right here. It goes right into the cars. Just a little dark, but I will lighten it up. And this is the top of that building. There's just that line of lightness up here. And it's about a brush stroke thick. And it goes right. So if I draw it like that, draw it straight line. There. Looks like the building curves in a little bit right in here, but it's not going to be much. I think put it in just a little cleaner. Tree is going to go right in here. That's why I'm not painting that area. Looks like okay, it goes in a little shady, or then it goes straight down. Okay. And then hopefully maybe this will help if I put in some of the sky. Go right to the sky a little bit. Keep it just a hair darker at the top, and then work it make it a little lighter most of the rest of the way. That way I force the viewer to look down instead of drifting off in the sky a little bit. And this is just a little bit lighter blue. And I can bring this almost right up into it, into that stroke here. If I put it in clean up, I'll be a long ways. This is where that tree is supposed to go, so I should take it a little bit easier right there. And then bring this light down to the building. And just okay. And there's trees back here. And there's a tree right here, which I'm going to try and bring over just a little bit more farther over this way. I'm going to put in the shadow of that tree. And it's just going in with just a little bit of blue, little cad red here in here. And I'm going to move this tree over just a little bit. For it doesn't, because I moved him over. I don't want it to fall on him. So we'll be right in there. I'm painting the shadow underneath the shadow part of this tree first. And then I'm going to paint the green for this tree. Like it pops out right there. So I'm going to make sure I get some darks around that tree on the bottom here. And just over here a little bit. Okay. And I'll let me soften it out. There's another tree back in here, but that's behind the building. Soften that spot too. Okay. Start putting in some of the green in there. This was the same color as the grass, almost, but just a little cut with a little white or a little bit of sky put in it. And that was a burnt umber yellow. Just a little bit of red in, I think I put in. And then a little bit of sky added to it at the end. because I basically use the same color that I'm going to put in now. But I just changed it just a little bit. So this patch of dead of grass over sand here. I'm going to keep it like everything else. Keep it really pretty thin. And I'll build it up in just a few spots. I'm going to have to change some things. Just a few things because of as I move the ground down a little bit. Thinking about that. So maybe if I thinking about it like a little Z pattern here, really will help think about getting the person back into here. So I'm thinking about these patches of green here I'm putting in, of how they're going to relate. It's going to be patches from one patch to the next, most like stepping stones, and to get people to move back instead of being just so straight up and down, so vertical. That I have these nice patches of nice green here and stuff to really feed you back there and tell you where to go. I'm not going to worry about his feet yet. That one's probably too long, slightly long. Okay. Just start bringing it. There we go. All right. The next big thing after I have is the cars in the parking lot. You know, there is back in there. I'll work all the way to the back there. I'm going to put in the parking lot real quick. Going to find my, put it in, start putting it in. Let's see how this is. That's a little cool. That one's better.
What'd you warm it up with?
This is just burnt sienna and blue and white. Mostly
To
white.
make it warmer, you added more burnt sienna?
Yeah, burnt sienna.
Okay.
Yes, it's touch more burnt sienna. You're not painting with this anyway. What do you care? Right? Unless you change your mind. Did you change your mind?
I think you lie a lot about just testing.
Well, I probably was lying. You caught me, Ron. You caught me in a lie.
Yeah, telling porkies.
You know, I just make things up as I go. You know, I don't.
All right, Jim.
Okay, I'm not going to worry about shadows in the car. Not a thing yet. Just going to be, there's a lot of burnt sienna, and then I'll go back as I get back, drift back here. Maybe that's when I'll start using the bluer version of it. Yeah, that's all I'll use. More of a bluer version. You can go right into these cars and stuff. That'll give me a lot of good, just that little, 40-foot span, going from a warm version of the color to a cooler color would just flatten it out and give me some depth. That probably can go a little bit higher in key too, back there. But, I would have cut this later, but lighten this up just a little bit more. Okay. Then the cars go in here. This is a red car. We will see about that red car. I might switch them off, make that a red car. I'm worried about putting a red car at the corner here. Drawing people off because red you just go boom to it. And being on the edge there just always throws you off and stuff. And it's kind of a big spot. So, I mean, but this is oil painting. And we could do a lot of different things. I mean, we can always got chance to fix things. Okay, that car. I'm just gonna clean this line up here. I lost my tree. I gotta put my tree back in. I don't even have a tree. I mean, it's supposed to be a pretty big tree. I mean, it's supposed to be, you know, come in here like this. It has a little bit of lean to it, so I'll put that in. Put it in. Where I might as well put it in now. Let's think about it. See, I'm just painting and talking, and this is the way I always work. I always just paint and talk myself.
So Jim, there's like a shadow right under that car behind the boy. Are you going to, do you see that shadow?
Yeah, it goes right. I haven't put it
Okay.
in yet. It's more important to you know, I'm gonna make sure I get the parking lot into it and stuff. What do you work on? You're in Detroit now, right?
Yeah, I work for Chrysler.
So you don't, so you don't draw cars or anything like that, right? You don't work on cars. Yeah.
Not at all. No, believe it or not, this is my first car scene. I drew a car like long time ago. I don't know, a couple of years back. Neighbors.
Yeah.
Was doing a plein air sitting indoor, but that's pretty much it. This is like one of the first.
Well, that's what. Paint them as boxes. Think of them as shapes, just like anything else. Don't get carried away with anything. Just try to get shapes in the right places. Don't think about making tires. Look at this. There's hardly any tires in this whole thing. He's been covering up a tire. The only tire, and this lady here is going to go here. You know, she covers up a tire. The only tire there is right back here. And there they are. I'm done. It's just a little circle. Just a little circle. It was like, so everything else is just basically blocks, you know. Don't treat it as anything different. I was going to put in, I got to carry that over. So I just kind of just put in the basics for this tree. Right here, in fact, this color brown coming down and stuff was a mix of his leftover shadow from him. I had this blue-gray here. I was putting it down here. And what happened here, it was the color of this car back here was mixing in. And I just kept going with it. It's just basically some parking lot color mixed in with some of the car back there. I mean, I still got to put the car back in a little more solid and stuff. But right now, I just wanted to, get it shoved in here. There's probably, I can see other tree. I can see a bunch of other things yet to do here. But I'm going to fill in that spot here. And that's, again, some of that building color one I used over here. That's why I make piles, though. I make piles of paint when I paint because I want them to, I want to have leftover paint to fix things. That one went a little high. That's okay. That's okay. Got the shadow in. Okay. I might as well put in just, I'm going to put some blue in right here. Not going in the way I wanted. Didn't expect. This will be for the windows in the back. See how when I start going over paint, you only get one good stroke when you go over new paint and stuff with old paint. All right, so I'm just gonna put in these windows just here. I got to put in a little more. The thing about everything back in behind him is just to keep it simple too. windows. These windows are basically brush marks. Just I'm using my flat and stuff, and they're just drawn down flat brush marks. Nothing too overdone. Stuff. Just looking. It looks good. I need this area here could go darker. Straighten out a few of these things here. That skies can probably gonna go just a hair probably lighter too at the end. Throwing in into that tree. Find it out. All right. I'm gonna put in this car right behind his head, and that's this blue car up here. I'm just gonna move it over because it's going up too high. I don't want it going in the middle of his head, so I'm gonna cut off the side just a little bit. I think it cuts behind his head and a little farther than I can go in this thing. So I'm just gonna use it to go around his head here. So I'm switching and changing the design a little bit now. Instead of having this blue car all the way back there. Because I like this little light area right here. It has a nice little shadow where it's pointing into him, and it's catching everything. It's just making a nice line. So I'm gonna just move this. This car is now blue. Because I like the blue car. Basic shape of blue. And I'll just go back in and hit the highlights. You maybe get a little more tint in the windows. The tints in the windows down there, boy. Everything, all the windows are really tinted up. It gets hot down in Augusta. I was there just the week before the, well, they're not going to play it this year when they play the Masters and stuff. I did drive by that place, and it's all just, they got nothing but a big green fence going around the whole golf course. You can't even look in. I think I got everybody quiet. Everybody's really working hard on this one. Like I said, this one I'm going to switch off and make it a red car instead of making it.
Taking notes.
Huh? Just taking notes?
Taking notes.
Okay.
Of how I'm going to do it.
Uh-oh.
I tried to do the barn last week. It wasn't nearly as good as yours.
Get out. You couldn't do as well as Jim? What's wrong with you, Karen?
I couldn't do a 10th as good, but I was following his instructions of putting the dark in first. And
yeah, that never works. That never works.
Never do that. No. I'll send you a link on how we did it and stuff though. Now since it's up, that one's finally up on YouTube. It took like almost all day to load up because it was a little bit over 1.5 gigs big. I don't know why it was so big, but and you can take another look at it.
Yours was beautiful when you finished. It was gorgeous.
It was. That turned out very. I was happy. I was happy with it too. Thanks, Karen. Yeah. I am gonna put in this thing. I'm gonna go just a little bit warmer. And this is just, I'm just gonna put this in with Cad Red and just a mix of alizarin and Cad Red to it. Instead of this, I'll use that same car shape that's there, but which is a gold car. And I'll just switch these two out. They're probably really close anyway. Hello.
So you used alizarin, crimson, and red, and then how did you make it dark?
CAD red light. And then what?
It looks darker than if you mix those two together.
Yeah. Yeah, because I needed, I'm looking for the body color, basically the overall color on it I want to make. Then the highlights will bring it out. The highlights are going to be more almost CAD red, probably maybe a little CAD orange in them or something like that. You know, for the basic highlights here. Let me just see if I can do one. Probably just a little bit of white. Just to show. Since I'll have to clean my brush anyway. You know, just for when I do this kind of stuff. You just I'm not going to try thinking about putting in, you know, I'm not painting the car. I'm painting him. So that's why I'm going to just keep it really simpler about what I do back here. Isn't that right, Ron?
Yep. Simple. That's me. No, wait.
All right, so I'm going to take and move this car over here a little bit. He's going to be a little bit golden. Basically, he's maybe pewter, you know, maybe that's the color of this car here. And just a little bit of leftover red on here, in here on them. And then, you know, I think that'll work fine. I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to, I'll put in the shadows later, because the shadows I want to put in with like just a simple stroke like that. And before I get to there, I'm going to probably going to build up a little more paint here and stuff. But this is basically a real close to a block end and stuff, I would say. You know, now I'll go in and start, you know, I'm not going to paint. There's a fence that goes right behind them too. Don't paint that. Don't paint that till the end. That goes in, you know, a line or two across it and stuff. You put it in too early, and you're just going to cause yourself too much work going in behind pieces of wood and stuff like that. You know, it's just, you know, the fence posts and stuff. Just, it's not worth it. So it'll slow you down and take away a lot of energy out of your painting when you have to start and go do that stuff. So I'm going to bring down this part here. Over painted that a little bit, but that's okay, because now I know it's going to lighten up. There's just a little bit of reflected light underneath that guy, right in that panel of the car. Okay. Now I'm going to use some of my sky color, add that to that car mixture, which was it was blue, CAD red, a little bit of alizarin, and a little bit of phthalo. Now I'm just going to take some of the sky I have up here. I'm just going to add it to that mix. And can I keep it on, get it on the blue side, because that I can use this for the window. In stroke, I can put it right in here. A little more blue, a little more sky. And that's basically, and when it comes off the brush, it's pretty close to where I need it to be. There's a little more gouging there, a little more. Basically, I want to create a line. I'm creating the window thing, and then with a one little cut of the brush, I should be able to get the bottom line of the window of that car behind his head. And that's, you know, not a whole lot more I'm going to do and stuff to him. You know, think there's a car right here, but that's just, I'm just going to leave that as a block.
I think his hat is a little tall for his head. You're going to leave it that way?
What, Karen?
The hat is a little tall for his head.
You think so? You
Yeah.
think? What gives you that idea?
So are you going to leave it too tall for his head?
No. I'm just going to come back here and put this one stroke in just a little bit better and push his hat. Push it down just a hair. But thanks for.
Or you could just make his head bigger.
That's it. I'll just redesign the whole thing. That's it.
Yeah, just make his head bigger.
Make his head bigger. I'm just gonna. A lot of the stuff I want to paint into that. Start painting into, Karen. That's a good point, though. I want to start painting in and start doing a little more defining around here on him. And I look at, see what's on my brush sometimes and just say, maybe this could go a little bit redder, but right there. Start getting me, you know, where can it go that it might, where it's gonna be effective. And back here too, like this building back here is, you know, I'm gonna change it up a lot. Let's just say, right now it's really plain right now, but I'm just gonna hit it with a few more bright strokes, but I'm just trying to get the mid-tone for it, right? Okay. I'm going to put in just a few more windows on those cars to just get rid of these white areas here. And I can put them in just slightly darker. And then I'm going to hit them with a little bit of white or a little bit of sky. On there, I'll just throw in some of the wheel, basic, just get me over wheels. Like I said, most of it gets wiped out because of the person that's going to go on over it. But that's not right. That's the green car. Okay, that's the green car. Okay. All right. There's a car right back there. There's a little car right here. Okay. I use that to push into his hat. All right. Blocked in, considered blocked in. Maybe I'll put in his shoes real quick. That's just burnt. I'm going to use probably just burnt sienna and blue and burnt sienna blue on the burnt sienna, and then on the burnt sienna side, I'll do the rest. Okay, so that goes there. The cuff of the pants goes there. That leads me, if I go parallel with it, it should get right in here. I'm gonna watch, don't want to make the feet too big. Then I'm gonna come back with that same color, just on the burnt sienna side. I'm with the same value, just a little more, maybe even burnt umber mixed in, just to make it different. Maybe it's burnt umber, just to gray it out. Yeah, a little too light, just a little too light. Well, with a burnt sienna, burnt umber and blue for now. Or very dark. Put in those shoes. Everybody here? Everybody catching up with this?
Right here, right here.
Okay. Just a few touches. More in the body of it to give it shape. I didn't put in the sorry, thinking a little bit here. Trying to get the body of the shoe the way it bends and stuff. I love the high tops though. They're like Keds instead of, or Converse, you know. So they're gonna be really nice to paint. I'm just trying to get the body of the shoe in. Just gonna go with a little bit of ochre and stuff, ochre and mixed in with the little burnt sienna and just a little blue in it, and just use this for just the, I don't know, like the side of the shoes, the little white part that goes around the bottom. And there's a nice, beautiful shadow there. I'm just going to use this pants shadow. It goes right here in the inset of this shoe here. That's just his pants shadow. I'm just going to steal that. If the leg comes back, just and then I'm going to go in and paint his pants and start working on him. Now that I have pretty much a background established, now I can go back in and do some fun work here. Let's go and I'm going to paint his pants real quick. I paint my pants. I paint my pants. Okay. Still getting the shadows in, just thinking about where to go. Clean my big brush. And just think of these as strokes that are going to cross-hatch around. That's where his pants go. There's one up here that goes straight across. There's one comes here, and then one comes at an angle down here. And a lot of times, you can almost get away with using the same color, just slightly different amounts of pressure and angle. You can get these things, you know, like this one here. Just goes And then there's this one here, just because of it's a different angle. It almost becomes a different color. But you need it just missing this. Just a little more. I just gotta much. It's not grabbing the way I want to paint, so I gotta put a little more shadow color. This is that ochre, burnt sienna, and red. I want to get it in just a little deeper now because it's just not getting enough play with that last stroke here. I'll re-put that in. Okay, just had to give the paint just a little more extra fun grab. Okay, back to it. Try again. Your triangle. Now this color I'm putting on here has just a little more cad red or cad yellow in it and white. That is basically the same color I used. Just added, so it just took it up just like a couple degrees. Now I'm just going to go back in and hit the basic highlights over this thing. One time. Got that. That looks pretty good. There's like a little cut. His pants goes right there. And these guys start to go down a little bit. Some of these angle down. Some of these. Okay. Might as well put this in since I got this color. Everything comes down to this cuff down here, right above his shoe. I'll put that in. And then go back and put that right above that. It's almost just one mark. Where's pants top? See how easy this is? To paint by numbers. Except for you got to make up all the numbers and you got to make up all the paints.
Yeah.
So easy. It's so easy.
For you, yes. For me, no.
All right.
Paint by numbers. I like it. That's good, Jim. Paint by numbers.
All right. I'm going to switch brushes. I need a medium brush I want to put in this back leg highlight. Make sure it's just a little bit darker than the highlight in front. I want to give it a little bit of, it has just a little cad red into it. Let me steal that. There we go. Grab a bunch of this. I want a big gob of paint for this stroke here. I want to, so I load my brush up. Basically, I'm going to put it right in here. This is just going to be, take all the folds and everything pretty much into consideration, and just going to lay them right down. And, you know, I'm trying to get that whole idea with just one stroke. So it's just going to come in here, come down, it drives down straight, and then kind of just crosses over. Creates pretty much everything I need. Mixed up a little bit more than it should have at the end. Right in here, it should have mixed. But then there's that cuff right there. If I go back and put the cuffs in. The idea is just to try to see what one stroke, how much you can do with one stroke and simplify these things. Just takes a while. So basic pants and stuff, there's, yeah, I still got to go in and just, you know, get a few spots. Just sometimes just blend a little bit of that shadow in there. Like I said, that shadow there, you know, I put it in at the very beginning, and it's going to pretty much stay there. I don't think I have to do too much. I'm going to get rid of that. Shirt doesn't come out that far anymore. Ah, let's paint his shirt. Let's paint his shirt. Go right into the blues and purples. And I was thinking right in here. Wow, I picked up. I'm gonna go a little, that'll work. Just needs to be lightened on the edges. One big stroke. And it comes back down into his arm. That goes a little purple, a little red into it, right at the bottom here. A little closer probably to his anchor, his elbow. So this is when I start making corrections and drawing and stuff right about here, shape-wise, when I really start concentrating on shapes. Okay, I'm going to go in and start painting. I got to put some, just a little more tone into the shirt here, or I can have something to play with when I put the light in, that it mixes well. So I'm thinking about these, how this, the folds of these clothes, how they always go in triangles. Think about that too. That, you know, they are just basically triangles going down and pulling off. Finding that triangle might be a weird looking triangle too. It's not going to be like a normal, perfect triangle. Sometimes you just cut off weird. There's like a triangle right here in this pant. Think about. And I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'll put just a little bit of dark in here just to define out his back here a little bit. Goes a little cad red and blue and a lot of white. And then right there too, I'm gonna get that shadow in. That has to come in. Just drips right there behind his pants. No, I know Sabrina's probably way ahead of me. So what do I do next, Sabrina?
I am not way ahead of you.
Just a little bit, right?
Nope. I
Tied?
didn't even do those cars, that tree, those leaves. I'm still at a foreground.
You're still down here?
I did
Oh,
some on the
man.
left side.
Oh man,
I'm really behind.
You've been away way too long, girl.
Well, I was paying attention.
That's good.
You know, it's not that easy to be Peter's pet.
I know. You're gonna have to beat out Ron for that, or Ellen. Ellen's a good one. Ellen's a good teacher pet. She's not talking to us today. I don't know why.
It's
Ellen,
here.
that was your shot, Ellen.
I was muted, that's why.
Oh, what are you painting today?
I'm painting flowers. I thought it was a flower day.
Yeah, thanks, Ellen. Ellen's the one who told me, like, Ron wants to paint a person, paint something. So, Ellen, this is your problem now.
Yeah, it is.
Ron's
It
problem.
is. Yeah, it is.
Ron's problem.
Absolutely.
I heard from Ron. It is her problem.
Absolutely her problem. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nancy's not said a word either, so I don't know.
There will be consequences. There will be.
No, I see Nancy's there. Nancy's still there. She's mute.
I'm on mute. It's horrible.
Nothing. I keep saying things. All right, I'm gonna put in his hair.
All I can see is Nancy's cute white hat.
You what? Her cute white
All I
hat?
can see is Nancy's cute white hat.
Yeah, that is kind of blurry. Boy.
No, I got these bright lights in here and they really help, but it gets
Yeah.
so bright, you know, that I can't see it. So really helps.
Karen says his hair is too big. So let's fix that while I'm doing this, starting to think about this hair. Getting moving up a little bit too here. So I did go to a smaller brush, so. Okay, I want to paint in that back of his hat here too. Just bring that over. And it should be right around here. So yeah, she's right about being off. I think this color here is close to about, I should be going for the hat. I think I'm just gonna go with the sky blue for the hat for now. So you guys get all week to finish this painting. All week.
I'm still working on the other one.
Come on, hurry up, hurry up.
Yeah.
What else you got to do, Nance?
Well, I want to do a pastel too. I want to work on that.
Oh, keep away from that dust.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
don't do that. That's
Yeah.
bad for you. Don't do pastels. Very bad for you.
Why you say that, Ron?
I have no idea. None.
I haven't done one
Making
in
it up.
really a long
Making
time.
it up as I go along.
I'm going to the dark side.
We worry about you, Nance. You go back and forth both ways pretty quick there on us.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you taking?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you taking Julie Skoda's class or anything?
He's gonna help me with some things I want to work on.
Yeah.
I've got some family stuff that I want to do.
Uh-huh.
All these, I've got a pretty good collection of photos that I've wanted to paint, and they just sit there. And so she's going to help me a little bit with that. Just a couple lessons.
Yeah. Private lessons?
Yeah, and I don't want to take a landscape class, you know.
Yeah.
But I hurt my back this week, so I didn't get my painting finished, my barn. Close, but didn't finish it.
What happened to your back?
Oh, heck. I was over on Edgewood. I was walking. And there were some kids out there that were playing hockey in the middle of the street. You know, and I dodged them. No problem. I dodged the puck, but there was these two kids that came down the hill really fast on a skateboard. And so I kind of planted my foot and twisted, and man, it was not fun. So it's just been a thrill of a week.
Yeah.
So
Nancy, have you heard from Randy at all?
I sent a thing about the National Geographic thing just because we all went to France. And she sent a really snarky thing back, so I thought, well, I'll give her a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from her.
Yeah, a lot of people are having a really rough time right now, you know. So I think it's
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Apart from having to stay home all day, you got to worry about dying. Well, that's not stressful.
Ron, you're going to protect us. I don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the government. You can help us.
Yeah.
Listen, we're Americans. We're Americans. That virus doesn't stand a chance against us.
Doesn't stand a chance. No, it's not going to come here.
Yeah.
It'll
be gone.
My poor
It'll be
neighbor,
gone.
her son.
We'll put it in a cage.
Yeah. My neighbor's son is a roadie, and he worked with lots of bands. This kid's traveled all over the world with these bands and stuff. And his South by Southwest concert was canceled. And then he had 2 more gigs, and both of those were canceled. So he's got no money. Then he's in Nashville, and they got hit by the tornado, and hit 2 blocks from his house. And then he went out and he's helping all the neighbors clean up. You know, just helping people get back to where they were, and he got the coronavirus, and he's really sick. So he's finally starting to get out of it, but you know, I felt so bad because he was just helping people. You know, you don't deserve to get that.
You don't even know what's going on. That was like when they were saying it was fake. Probably.
Yeah, it's just the flu. It's just the flu. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a bad
Well,
flu.
that's what I'm hoping for, is that to have a mild, have it for immunity, but have a very mild case. But I guess we can't order that up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my son's out there in the street every day patrolling Chicago.
I know.
With
Isn't
no
that,
damn-
you know, tell him thanks for us.
Ron, is your son wearing protection of any kind?
Oh, yeah, he is.
You can't do that when you're chasing somebody over a fence because he's got a gun, you know?
Oh, geez. Oh,
You know,
dear.
my friend that passed away a couple of years ago, her daughter is now the new coronavirus person. He's in charge of it down at McCormick Place. They voted her in yesterday, so. The girls are still safe in New York, but they've had 3 people on their block go this week that they took them by ambulance, so that's a little scary.
Yeah.
So.
First responders have it really bad.
You're not.
My sister's a doctor in Long Island.
Uh-huh.
She goes to work looking like a balloon man. I mean, she's got more protective layers on than.
Good for her. It's great that she can do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep on providing it, right?
Yeah, she's been doing this for about, I don't know, 30, 40 years now. So I'm sure she knows how to take care of herself. But it's, the first responders, most of them are pretty convinced they're going to end up getting it sooner or later.
Yeah, right.
I think we're all going to get it. We kind of have no choice. Just trying to keep the medical staff from being overloaded.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. When my son's police district now has about 60 officers out
Oh my
on
God.
sick leave. Nobody knows whether they actually have the coronavirus or are just afraid they're going to get it.
Yeah.
But when those services start breaking down, police and medical, and
Yeah.
then you got real. I mean,
Yeah.
that's when things get really serious.
Yeah.
And that's why there's this big hullabaloo about getting out ahead of this curve and getting it down, because
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
ever want to get to that point.
Right.
Yeah. Neither. What else can we do right now?
Seems like
Not
it's
a thing.
though.
Has anybody tried to order from one of the stores? Greg and I were online for 3 hours, probably the whole dang day. And we couldn't get a deliver, we couldn't pick stuff up until the 8th.
Yeah. But I tell you, it's a darn good thing some of those stores can still keep, cranking out product,
Yeah.
even if you have to wait.
But you know what? They're really starting to get some pickings.
Yeah.
No, nothing but name brand products now left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I got starting to get working here again. Trying to feed these blues in, because the last thing I'm gonna do is come over these light colors with my really bright yellows and pinks and stuff in this shirt. Trying to make sure I got all my blues in place first before I do that. Thing is, make sure you get that I'm going to get that highlight in right. So that's probably going to be my first stroke when I switch over right now. Make sure I got a good clean brush, get all the blues and every color out of it. So just a touch of oil, that white. I want to put it right. This is going to be a pretty good stroke. I'm going to put it right, start here and just hopefully finish it without mixing too much. Yeah, Sabrina, you missed my great horse. My great horse painting.
Yeah, and my work wasn't done till like 6:30 p.m.
You working at home though, right?
Yeah, but my new boss, we went through a reorganization. My new boss is in Italy, and he's very hyper. So even it's midnight over there, he's sending me messages.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just talks about life in general.
He's
my new boss. He talks about life. So I listen because they're going through a tough time, the whole of Italy, right? So
that's true. That is doggone true. So that's how he's going to work from, he's not going to move here or anything.
No. So Chrysler merged with Fiat, right? So all the Fiat team is still in Italy.
Oh.
And so it's It's a pretty much Chrysler is an Italian company now. And so recently, all the leadership, everybody now is gonna sit in Italy the way it looks like.
So you got to move to Italy?
No,
You sure? It's kind of fun.
yeah, I know. It doesn't come with the side of Italian husband, so I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I have dreams too, you know.
Yeah.
Some people would call that a nightmare.
Not me.
Some people would call it a nightmare. Yep. Husband. Whew.
So yeah, so my weekdays are pretty long for some reason.
Yeah, my wife, she's gotten her, it's like she's working from home and she's working more hours than everything else.
For sure, yeah.
Than before. All right. Starting to get in here, starting to build up the paint. I had to get that blues and stuff underneath behind them first and stuff. And now, oops, wrong spot. I'm starting to build him out a little bit. I'm gonna get this spot here. Found a little pinkier whites and yellows and stuff. Some nice cooler blues in here. Even this shadow here, that was cad red and blue with a lot of white, and then I just ended up having to put just a little bit of pants color into it because I'm sure it's reflecting into it because it went a little gray, or it's a little gray into it, and I'll be using that, in these little areas here when I start really cleaning up this area just a little bit more. But I want to try to keep the big stroke as much as possible. You can hear. Yes, a little red. Any questions yet?
Jim, would you be able to get a close-up of his face? Would you hold it up to the camera so that we can see it real close?
Jesus, Nance.
I make it rough. I'm sorry. It's my job.
His face is nothing. See, there's nothing there yet.
Okay.
He's wearing a mask. He's wearing the
You're right, huh?
He's robbing something. Jim. You can tell. He's got to be robbing something. Those fishing poles are just a fake thing. I think I got him probably a little bit too long, too skinny, it looks like. I'll fix it later.
He went through a growth spurt.
Yeah, he's going to go through a growth spurt. I'll just make his head bigger. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's what Ron said.
Yeah. I knew you'd come around. Yeah.
Let me grab another brush. I think about one more shot here on the shoulders here. Got to bring this elbow shoulder here. Bring this coming in. Okay. A couple little spots. Ella, yeah?
It's truly amazing what you can do with those shadows.
Isn't it?
Thank you, Karen.
That's
Good
true,
compliment.
Karen. Tell him. Please don't tell him.
Oh.
Yeah, it's amazing because it still reads a white shirt, even though you put so much blue into it.
Right.
Yeah, I love this kind of stuff. That's why, you know, Ron picked it out because he knew I was gonna do it and stuff. Right, Ron?
Yeah, I picked it out because I thought it would be a one class thing. I look at those other ones and I don't know how you could get that. There's no way I could get it done in one class.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing is these when we go online and stuff, I feel like they're almost like one-shot deals because a few people, you know, aren't going to be coming back and stuff to see them and stuff. So it's, you know, I try to get them all done.
That's the smallest flex I've ever seen you use.
It's a flat number 4. Yeah, flat number 4.
How much
tiny.
more time do you put into this painting?
How much?
How much more time do you plan to be putting into this painting?
Well, I do have to go in and finish up the stuff. Oh, we're at noon already. Oh, sorry, guys.
Wow.
Wow. Didn't do anything.
Having fun.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm still painting here. I'm going to put in another 3 hours probably into it, at least, Karen. Stuff. There's no way I thought, you know, I was going to be able to get some of this stuff done really quick and easy and stuff. And, you know, just the blocking of these of everything back here and stuff is going to, you know, they need another run through too of things. So if you guys want to, I'll just take a video of it. I'll just make a small video, quick one of what I'm going to end up doing when at the end here, you know, when you guys have to go, and that'll help out a little bit too, because I know this is one of those paintings. It's a wet into wet painting, and if it's not done right, I'm sorry, guys. That's probably.
And where do you post the video?
Usually it goes on Instagram. My Instagram post, but I will see about sending it to you guys and stuff.
So what I want to know is, where is everybody going?
I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm just saying, you know, I'll keep painting till everybody leaves.
Okay.
Because I wake up every morning. I wake up every morning thinking, okay, I got 18 hours to kill.
Yeah, but I get hungry in there, even though I know I'm not doing much.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things you can always do is eat, and therein lies a big problem, real big problem.
Isn't it?
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why you got to come over and take care of my puppy. He will keep you so busy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just pulling things out of his mouth left and right.
Yeah.
He's fun though.
There's so much fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Give you a reason to walk.
Yeah, it makes me get outside and stuff, doesn't it?
God knows how you can. Puppies are like kids. They're just wonderful till they grow up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This guy's attitude, you know, he keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going. Bye-bye. It was
All
great.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye,
Good
guys.
to see you.
Good to see you
See you
too,
next week.
sweetheart. You behave. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so I'll just keep this going, the recording on this thing going until we all leave, and then I'll make another video as to finish it up and stuff, just in case you guys you know, I don't think I'm going to get too much farther and stuff. I'm going to just work now. I'll just do his face here from now on.
Karen, have you heard from Denise?
Yes, I don't know why she's not with us.
Ah, okay.
She has the computer to just do it. I don't know why she's not. She has the laptop that has the video and the audio. So I don't know why.
Okay.
Not so
I'll
easy
have
to
to
do.
call her.
But she's well.
She's well as far as I know,
Okay.
but no visitors allowed where she is living.
That's it's just amazing. Just amazing. No visitors allowed. Is
Yeah.
that crazy? What? Is that just totally crazy? My gosh.
She says she can leave all she wants because
And
it
bring it
isn't
back.
living, but nobody can come in the building.
Yeah. That's I'll tell you what. If I had a relative living there, there's nobody telling me I can't go into that building to see him.
Well,
I'm not sure they have that power.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand why they're doing it. I get it, but that's getting drastic. It's like this. The governor of Rhode Island wanted to ban all New York people from entering Rhode Island.
Oh, I mean to cross the
Yeah,
border?
yeah, no, she.
I don't blame them there, though, do you?
Well, it's a small
She had an
state.
order.
I guess you could do it.
She had an order. She had an order out for the police to stop any cars with New York plates. Is that?
Florida wanted to ban people coming from New York.
Especially those bad people from New York and
I mean,
New Jersey.
Are they still teaching civics in school? I mean, does anybody know there's this thing called the Constitution? Does anybody know that the reason we formed the United States is because when they were the Confederate States, that's what they did. You had to have like passports to go from one state to another. They all had their own rules. I mean, that is so contrary to everything. That an elected official actually thinks she could do that was just enough to blow my mind.
Yeah.
Where do these people come from?
I don't know. They
Lord.
Well, Ron, they're
Yeah.
doing the same kind of talk up in Door County, checking license plates at the Sturgeon Bay Bridge, and also going to Michigan. They don't want any Illinoisans coming in there.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, they're on thin legal ground there.
Yeah. Even if you own property up in Door, you can't. They don't want you up there.
really?
Yeah.
And I can't go there and clean up the leaves.
Nope.
When you can't get arrested, then sue the police department because they can't do that. They can't do it.
Yesterday in Michigan, they have a thing out now that if you congregate outside, it's $1,000 fine.
$1,000 fine?
Yeah, I heard that
Wow.
too.
That they can do.
But in Michigan is number 3 in spreading, right? New York, New Jersey, and then third is Michigan.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's hear it from Michigan, folks.
Well, yeah.
It's very bad. And the town I am in, I live in Troy. It's voted top 5 place to live after retirement because the healthcare infrastructure is very strong because there are several retirement homes here, and And so it's about, so the structure is here. But if you see the COVID-19 by zip code all around, this is like not just Troy, but the county. It's like a red zone. It's 3 or 4 county around here is a red zone. Just think how bad it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what community do you live in, Sabrina?
Oh, so I live in the city of Troy because the school district is pretty good, and I have a high schooler. So that's how we bought our house, based off of that. It happens to be a lot of good retirement home is here, which is good. It's an auto town, right? So people who came here, they, you know, a lot of Michiganders are in auto industry. So
Right.
Yes. Well, I mean, that whole area has a reputation of not doing very well with, but you say where
You're not
where
by
you
Lansing, are you?
because
yeah, not
I
doing. Mhm.
I have my brother used to live in Dearborn, Michigan,
Oh yeah, it's right there.
and it
It's
was
like 15
it
minutes
was
from me.
considered one of the nicer areas.
Yep. So these are like when auto industry goes down, these are the areas that takes the big hit anyway. So like right now, like starting this month for next 3 months, my salary is cut 20%. Right?
What?
So that's how it goes here in Michigan. Yeah, no 401k match. It's pretty bad. And it's a given that it happens here. Whenever market is cyclical, market is bad, we're the one that's suffering with salary.
Really?
I mean, layoff. Oh yeah, layoff is coming. If this thing is not done by May, they'll let go a lot of people. Then what?
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I mean, on a smaller scale, all the restaurants that are still doing takeout and so on, how much longer they're going to last? Is the whole, yeah. Not very long. I don't.
Takeout is one of the reasons, and you know, I'm guilty of it. Yesterday, finally, we broke down, and there's a barbecue joint here. We know the family. We were feeling so bad. We did a carry out, but my siblings were mortified that I did that. You know, because we have to go out and get it. But the small businesses, they'll either survive or they'll die, and there's nothing in between that, okay, we close it for a little bit and come back. There's nothing, because that's how they operate. It's pretty scary. Yeah. I feel bad for them.
A lot of them are going to die. A lot of them already have.
We went to Irish Times there, Ron, for you last week.
Hey, did you?
She knew who you were. She knew who you were.
What did you order there?
Oh, I got just fish and chips, and my kid, Becky and Emily, got burgers.
That corned beef is really good too. Better than the fish and chips even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, corned beef and cabbage and potatoes, they do that really well.
Yeah.
As you would expect in an Irish pub.
You wouldn't think that's, you know, I guess, yeah. Guess that's true. Didn't think about that.
Well, you guys shouldn't go out. You know that, right? I'm stating the obvious.
Oh, no, we go out constantly. We don't worry about that stuff. They won't get us. We're Americans. They're Americans.
One of my walks every few days is just to walk up to the grocery and get some milk. And I know you can do delivery, but it's part of my walk.
Right, my husband goes, okay, if we ask somebody to box it for us and deliver, I mean, what's the difference of us going there and picking it up because somebody's touching it, right?
Right.